Not only do you not like the fact that she flipped the script on you and gave you an ultimatum, you said it's concerning that she would do so. So it's concerning when she does it, but not when you do it?
Oh, apparently to him, he doesn't do it. It's like, dude, you just don't like the taste of your own medicine.
That part. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. If you're new, I'm Suga. This is my best friend,
Spice.
If you're not new, welcome back, Sugar and Spice gang. Thank you for coming either way. We appreciate you. Today we're going to be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 15. Lord Jesus, this is the longest season ever.
It's rough.
It's rough. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we do new videos. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Also, we have just created a TikTok, so make sure you follow that too. All right, let's get into it. All the couples did a couples retreat. It starts off with Haley and Jacob, and Haley passes him a package. Oh, your little bracelet? Here's a little bracelet. Got that overnighted for you from my mom. Booyah.
Awkward.
You can shut up about it. And Jacob just does a little like smirk. And in my head, I was like, I wonder how he would have reacted if she would have just worn the bracelet. But either way, it probably wouldn't have went over well.
Too much has happened.
Yeah. It's just gone. So it's already it's just them being awkward, and then the rest of the couples start rolling in. Bree and Vincent show up, and Eric and Virginia show up. Ryan and Clara are unable to come just yet because Clara has to work. Haley was supposed to cook dinner for everyone, and she's upset at Jake because, like I said, them being weird again. She walks in, he's already eating. And he's like, well,
8 eggs. Oh my God.
Mad about them eggs.
Lord.
So she's like, I already told you that I was cooking. I don't understand why you would eat. He was like, well, you didn't tell me what time you were going to be here. And I was hungry, so I ate. It's just one more thing for them to bicker about.
They're so tit for tat.
It's just a mess.
There's literally nobody that's right in that relationship.
Honestly. Like I said, the rest of the couples are there and they all sit down to have dinner that Haley has prepared. So then Virginia asks everyone, so what have you guys learned from this experience so far?
Once Virginia asks that question, Brianna starts it off and she says that she has learned patience and understanding. Which is to be expected, but Vincent is looking at her like, damn, am I really that bad? But like, come on, that comes to marriage, that's normal. Jacob goes to say that this experience has been like one really long, really bad first date. Like, damn, Jacob. And Haley just tries to interject and say, no, what the question means is this is what you're supposed to be answering. Okay, well, go ahead, Haley. Tell them what I think then, Haley.
And it's all right, Haley. Finish telling me what I learned.
So now Haley wants to play tit for tat with Jacob, but she's like, well, 95% of this experience has been bad for me. And Jacob got to one-up her and say, well, it's been more like 97% for me.
Everyone's at the table like...
And then Haley was like, oh yeah, 97, great. And Jacob is like, yeah, well, those first 3 days, you weren't being fake. So I got you were being fake, so I got 97%.
Oh, so now I'm fake?
Oh, so you want to call me fake now? And it's just like, y'all just won't stop.
It's like Venus and Serena, just back and forth, back and forth.
So then we go to Virginia and Eric, and Virginia is like, well, I learned that I love him even when I don't like him. And not for nothing, that's not that bad. That's just a real honest answer. Like, she's not even shooting shots.
I learned I can love someone and not like them sometimes, and that's okay.
Right. So I'm not mad at her answer. That's a fair, honest answer.
Here go Eric. I've learned that I've had to be really patient with this one. That's not something you've learned. How many? gosh, Eric.
It's crazy.
He's nutty.
Like, I'm like, what is like a pet?
You
a
see,
child?
Why does he always do that?
A plant?
The little like
Got to be real patient with this one right here.
Condescending.
Condescending.
The condescending ways.
Yes, the condescendence for me.
So then the couples get together and they play a trivia game, Mafs, M-A-F-S, ology. So it's basically trivia games asking questions about the couples. They're split into men's side and the women's side. And, you know, whoever answers the most questions correctly about their spouse wins. So surprisingly, you know, the men are answering the question first, and Jacob is just hitting the buzzer every time. He knows every answer about Haley. Yep, yep. Oh no, that's her.
Crazy.
Yep, Interesting.
It is.
So then they switch sides, and Haley does the exact same thing. So it's interesting. The couple that is just doing the absolute worst, next to Chris and Paige, won the competition and answered all the questions. Well, not all, but most of the questions right about each other.
Yeah.
Just so weird. So then after the trivia game is over, we cut scene to Brianna and Vincent laying in bed. And Bree's like, oh, I'm so excited about horseback riding tomorrow. And Vincent's like, well, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, yeah, about that. I'm sorry I picked that activity without talking to you. But, you know, we both never did it. I thought it'd be fun to do it again together. And then they do a flashback to the salsa dancing scene. And that was the first thing, before they even flashback, that was the first thing I thought of. And I was like, oh gosh, it's going to be a repeat situation. Vincent's like, I don't trust large animals. I don't like this. He's just already apprehensive about it. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
So then we go to the scene where they show Clara and Ryan in the car. They're driving up to meet the rest of the couples. And they come in, they greet everyone. The guys slide off, the girls slide off into the kitchen. And Clara's asking the girls, so do you get this question a lot? Do people often ask you if you are losing yourself now because you're married? And I think it was Brianna who said, oh, I've been asked that once. And the other girls were like, no, not really. She's like, I get that like every day. Who are you getting this every day from?
She's definitely been talking to her friends and family. And when she talks to them, I feel like she doesn't sound like herself. Almost like when she sits on the couch and it's like Ryan is looking at her and she's like just saying whatever Ryan told her to say. So I feel like the people that know her are like, you don't sound like yourself.
That part.
Are you losing yourself? Make sure you're not losing yourself. So in her mind, she's trying to see if everybody is getting this or is it just her? And it's just you, sis, because you're the one who's actually trying to change yourself and convince yourself you're okay with not having sex when you're really not.
Because honestly, even if you look back to the earlier episodes of Clara, she was a lot more vocal.
Yeah.
About everything. Her feelings, her thoughts. She was just very talkative.
Yeah.
And it seems like ever since Ryan gave her that little talk about, you know, you don't have to say everything that comes to mind. And, you know, the more she's with him, it's like the more quiet she gets. You know, she's like, yeah, people are saying things about us taking it slow, but, you know, they just have to understand it's my marriage. Girl. You're not making no decisions in that marriage, girl. If it was up to you, you would not be taking it slow.
Right.
So why are you trying to convince yourself like this is some kind of joint decision?
No.
You guys decided to take it slow together. That's not what's happening. So, yes, you are losing yourself.
Absolutely.
Because this is not what you want.
And you keep telling yourself that you love this man. You keep telling yourself that he's the best partner that you've ever had. Yet he's not even allowing you to be fully connected to him. He's not even allowing himself to be fully vulnerable to you. Yet this is the best the experts could have done. Like, why are you lying?
You're stressed out every day trying to figure out if he even loves you or not. So
Child.
I don't even know what she's talking about.
So Virginia, at the kitchen scene, she talks about her and Eric, and she actually mentions that sometimes she feels like punching him in the face. And Clara goes into her confessional and she says that she feels as though that Virginia and Eric really, really like each other, and they're infatuated with each other. sometimes when that's all you have, it could lead to explosions and heartbreak. And I feel like she's right on the money with that. So then we move on to the separate group events. Haley and Jacob are going crabbing and fishing, so they handle that. And Eric and Virginia actually go on a picnic. Now they go on this picnic, and you got to remember the previous night before they had a half-drunk argument. So at this point, they are talking about decision day. And Virginia decides to ask Eric what he's going to do on decision day. And with all these things up in the air and with all the argument back and forth, to me, it seems really, really immature for you to ask what he's going to say on decision day just so that your answers can match up. Mm-hmm. Do you want to be married or not? You guys are not being honest with each other, because if you were, you would know what he's going to say on decision day. You don't know because y'all constantly fight, but then y'all say y'all love each other, and the two don't match up. It don't make sense. Y'all are never on the same page. So do what's best for you, Virginia. If you want to stay, stay. If you don't, don't. Well, from that point, Eric is saying that he just doesn't want to stay married just for the sake of staying married. He actually wants to stay married because that's what they both really actually want to do. And Eric is expressing that he just doesn't feel secure. He doesn't feel secure in the relationship with Virginia, and Virginia expresses the same thing. At the end of the day, y'all know what y'all need to do, but I just feel like they don't want to do it because they want things to look a certain way on TV.
So then we cut to a little quick scene of Clara and Ryan, and they are going paddleboarding. And basically, Clara is just saying that on decision day, I need to hear that he's in love with me.
Girl,
I don't know how much more delusional you could be, girl. It's just not happening. You know, all the signs were there. Besides the fact that he just never said I love you to anyone, and you thought in this short amount of time you were going to be the one that he said I love you to, and just not having a physical connection. It's just so much going on. And then she even says something about, you know, basically them having we have a friendship connection for sure. Oh, you sure do.
That's all you got.
Next scene, we go to Vincent and Brianna horseback riding. So they're there with the instructor, and you see Brianna's already on the horse. She ready to go. She's like, let's get it going. Giddy up. And Vincent's like, I don't know. I think I want to do this. I'm not sure. So then the instructor says, I mean, the horses, they're not new to this. They true to this. They take 10-year-olds. They have grannies riding on them. You know, come on now. If they can do it, you can do it. I was like, oh, snap, like
why she coming for him like that?
The crazy part is it actually worked. After she said that, he really got on the horse.
He was like, I ain't going out like no punk.
After she says that, he climbs up on the horse and he goes riding. And I was like, oh, snap, I'm proud of Vincent. In my head, I thought it was going to turn out how the salsa session turned out. And I was like, oh, it's just going to be another bad day. But, you know, he got on the horse, they rode. I thought it went pretty well, and I was happy for them. So then after horseback riding, Bree and Vincent are having a conversation, and Vincent is basically telling her how, yeah, I don't really like to be surprised with these types of activities. I need to be included in the conversation where you're thinking about doing something like this. So she's like, well, so you don't like doing adventurous things? Yeah, if it's like, you know, bungee jumping or skydiving, and then he just goes off on a whole list of things like, yeah, I would never do this, I'd never do that. And you can just see Bree's face kind of like,
you don't want to do nothing, huh?
Well then. So, you know, Bree basically in her confessional says that, you know, she's an adventurous person. She likes to try new things. And she would want her husband to be her partner in that. I think it's just dry and boring of you not to want to. Who doesn't want to try new things?
Yeah.
You just want to go to work, go home.
Go to sleep, and that's it.
Come on now. That's crazy talk.
No.
So then we cut scene to Haley and Jacob doing an exercise given to them by Dr. Pepper. And basically, they are writing positive things that they like about each other. They read their letters to each other and they both say a bunch of nice things and describe qualities that they both like about each other. And Jacob says he doesn't blame her for the full breakdown of the marriage. And they both kind of agree that the marriage didn't work out and they butt heads so much because they're both strong-willed people. And then in that moment, they're just like laughing and getting along. And Jacob says that he doesn't blame Haley for the full breakdown of the relationship. He says he knows that there are certain things that he could have handled better.
Yeah, and he just feels like he was negative when he didn't necessarily have to be. He didn't have to focus on the negativity. He could have tried to be more positive and look at things from a better perspective, and he just feels like he could have changed that, which I agree. I agree with him on that. So we move into Clara and Ryan. And Clara and Ryan are supposed to write love letters to each other. So Ryan goes first. And Ryan's love letters pretty much says, to sum it up for you guys, that he is happy that Clara allows him to be him, and that Clara is who she is, and that's it. Like, that's it. And Clara is Simon off of that. But okay, I mean, if that's what you like.
Girl, I knew she was going to cry. I was like, oh, here we go.
So then Clara goes into her letter, and she's like, I'm so happy to be writing a letter that's full of happiness instead of the pain and misery that I usually write letters under. And I'm so happy that we're together and that we found each other and that we've been paired and all the heartache and misery is behind me. And I'm no longer alone and no more tragedy. And it's just like, girl,
why are you saying that?
that's how I felt. She's just like, thou hast forsaken me, and now I have found the one. Like, Clara.
Oh my God.
Do you believe anything that you're writing? And then, at the end, I can't wait to say yes on decision day. Who are you fooling here?
All Clara's letter showed me was that she is still hurting. She is hurting. She is not healed. All that past hurt that she's talking about, she is not healed from that at all.
At all. She needs therapy for sure. And Ryan does nothing to help her get past whatever emotional past traumas that she has, because she's saying that he does, but where is all this coming from? It's so dark.
And we don't, all the stuff that they're talking about in their letters, it's just, like I said, I don't know if they're doing some really good editing, but we don't see any of it. It's like when you see Vincent and Brianna, when she says like, oh, he's there for me or she's there for me, we actually get to see that on camera. We don't see any of that with Clara and Ryan. So when they say that to each other, we're just all like collectively, when did that happen?
Where is that happening?
Did they crop it out?
Not for nothing. When she was crying after his letter, he just looked at her. That stood out to me because he just looked at her like while she's sobbing, like no hug, no nothing. And then she goes through her long letter, and then sure.
Oh my gosh.
Kiss on the forehead or something.
With that, yeah, for sure. I was like,
for sure. I was like, wow.
Ryan, I swear. Say sure one more time. Say it one more time, Ryan.
Say it one more again.
One more.
And then for her to end it off with, I can't wait to say yes on decision day. It's like, wink.
Right, Ryan?
You hear me?
We're going to say yes?
You get it? You get it?
Yes, like, right? On decision day?
Can we just be honest on decision day? Every couple is trying to make sure that they're on the same page and not one of them is saying yes and one of them saying no. But, yo, Ryan don't give you nothing, Clara. He never gives you nothing. You still don't know what he's going to say on decision day. None of us do. So, next scene, we are at the dinner table and everybody's eating, laughing. The vibe is good. And Ryan decides to bring up, what is everybody going to be doing or moving post-decision day?
I don't even know why he would ask. That's just such a problematic question at the current time. I don't know why you would ask everybody that, but
Vincent decides to answer first, and Vincent says that Brianna gonna be moving in with him.
And then Brianna was like,
"Am I?
excuse me? Come again?"
I had no idea that they had not really discussed this, because the way Vincent said it, he act like that the conversation has already been had and the decision has already been made. And I think that's really, really weird.
That just seems so out of character for him, because
Yes.
he even has even when she does something he doesn't like, he has a problem even bringing it up to her, because he doesn't want to step on her toes or stir anything up.
So where's
So
this
for you
coming
to
from?
just poke out your whole chest and be like, "Oh yeah, Brianna moved with me. Don't even worry about it."
You know what? Maybe
I ain't gotta
this
ask her.
Maybe this is resentment. Maybe
Oh.
you feel like because she keep waking you up and not care about how you feel about stuff, that you about to be on some,
Oh snap!
you know? Because it gets annoying. And she did it this episode too.
She did.
It's annoying as
Talking
hell.
about some rise and shine.
God.
If you don't freaking get out my face.
So you
and
know
let
what
me
I'm gonna
sleep.
do? I'm gonna do me now. Like, I'm gonna stop trying to be nice.
So you don't want to compromise? I'll show you not compromise.
I think so. Then we move to Virginia and Eric, and Virginia says straight up she's not moving into Eric's condo, and the whole table is like, okay, well, how is this gonna work? So Virginia says, well, my lease is up in January. We got 4 months, and we're just gonna figure out how to get our own place by then. Eric goes into a confessional and he proclaims that he's not a guy that's about ultimatums. He doesn't like to give people ultimatums, especially people that he loves ultimatums. And he does not understand why her, of all people, would give him an ultimatum. And it's just really confusing for him.
Eric, all you've done,
All you do,
the entire relationship, is give her ultimatums.
that's your thing.
Well, you can go. Well, I can just go. Well, if you don't want to do this, you can just go. Well, if you don't want to move into my place, you can go.
Now you're the guy who's never seen an ultimatum, never said an ultimatum, would never give an ultimatum.
Not only do you not like the fact that she flipped the script on you and gave you an ultimatum, you said it's concerning that she would do so. So it's concerning when she does it, but not when you do it.
Oh, apparently to him, he doesn't do it. It's like, dude, you just don't like the taste of your own medicine.
That part. You want to be the one with all the control that can move all the chess pieces, and that's one of the big reasons why you and Virginia are not clicking.
Yeah.
Because she's not that girl.
And she would be a lot more reasonable, I feel, if he had started off more reasonable. Because he started off so pressed and rigid with everything that he wanted. Now she's matching his energy.
Right. She started off cool, calm, collected. You're suffocating her. You over here just choking her.
Now she
can't breathe, and she fighting back. And you're just like, where is this coming from, man? You was over top of her.
Yeah.
Just smothering her.
So then Virginia brings up the cats, and she's like, yeah, I don't want to move into the condo because of my pets, and I have the cats, and he's allergic to cats. And then they mention, okay, well, how's that going to work if he's allergic to cats? Somebody says, well, you could just put them in the guest room. And she's like, I'm not going to close the door on my cats. I'm not going to put them in a room all by themselves. They're my cats. And I just don't know, where do we go from here? I just don't understand why you want Eric to say yes on Decision J so bad when I don't even see how you guys are going to cohabitate.
There's no compromise to be made on this cat thing.
No.
If he's allergic and you're saying you won't sanction them to a separate space in the house, you have to have your cats with you, then
where do we go from here?
Where's the compromise? There is none. There's literally nothing that can be done.
Eric says that he was willing to do anything to compromise with Virginia. And then Virginia says, well, no, you're not. Because when I ask you to compromise on some things, you always say no. And I'm assuming this is in private conversations that we haven't seen. But yeah, I believe her. Mm-hmm. Like, he always says that he does one thing, that he will do something, or that he is one way. But then when you actually speak to him, that's not what he says, and that's not how he acts.
So then Virginia and Eric continue this conversation in the bedroom. They're laying in bed together talking about the cats again. So Eric is saying, look, I'm allergic to these cats. Basically saying cats got to go. Okay?
Oh, Lord.
Virginia's like, oh, look, don't even worry about the cats, okay? You know, they like to sleep with me, so you're not even going to have to worry about them. If I'm sleeping with you and the cats are sleeping with you, so me and the cats are sleeping together, how do I not have to worry about them? Oh, no. You'll see. They don't sleep on the bed. They sleep on me. Huh?
All right, I'm on Eric's side with this one.
Virginia, you're bugging.
You're bugging,
What are you
Virginia. Talking about they're gonna sleep in my crevices. Like, Virginia, the man said he allergic. He talking about, what if I wake up and my eyes don't open? Oh, you can take some allergy pills. Yo, savage. She's done with the nice girl stuff.
That part. She's not trying to compromise. She's not trying to figure it out. She's like, I'm going to have my cats.
That's it, and that's all.
So,
I mean, Eric keeps getting himself flustered and frustrated, but it's at this point, just make your decision.
exactly. You guys are both
There's
talking
nothing to talk about.
yeah, we're going to be on the same page on decision day.
Get used to the idea of your decision being no. Just get used to the idea of it being no, because that's what it needs to be.
So then they show all the couples the next morning waking up, and the first person they show is Haley, and Jake is just gone. He's went MIA. His car is missing. No one knows where he went. And then they show Clara and Ryan packing up their things, getting ready to go. And, you know, Clara's basically saying, like, yeah, you know, I know you feel this way about me. It would be nice to hear it sometimes, though. And Ryan in his confessional says, you know, at this point, I feel a lot of pressure to say that I love Clara, but I'm not ready.
Boom.
And there it is. He's not there, girl. I don't know what you want him to do. It's not happening. It's just not.
It's not, and it's not going to. And he will not do what he don't want to do, child.
And then this
Leave that
may
man
be
alone.
a little acceptance from Clara, but she says, I know for a fact that we have love for each other in a friendship type way. Okay, keep that in your mind. I'll get used to that idea. Let it marinate. You know, let it soak in there. Let it get stuck in there, girl. Because that, I feel like that's as far as it's gonna go. I wanted to be wrong. I wanted to be wrong this whole time, but I wasn't.
Yo, they're gonna go the whole time not having sex.
The whole time. And I guarantee you, even if he wants to keep this nonsense up,
They
this
gonna say
act
yes.
up,
Yeah.
after camera start rolling, I guarantee you he's still gonna be like, you know, we just need to take our time when the time is right. It's gonna be a year later. He's still gonna be like,
No,
you know, sometimes in life.
She wouldn't stay for a year. I think after the show, the longest she'll give him is another
You think?
month max.
The thing with Clara is she is said herself, she's just used to men just dogging her out.
Yeah.
So that the fact that he's just being kind of bare minimum decent human being, that might keep her around for longer than she wants to be around.
Dang.
If she'll stick around for the trash, and he's like,
that's true.
they're getting along, and you know, they're taking trips and doing stuff together, and she's married like she wants to be, it might stretch out a little.
With no sex.
Okay.
You might.
I know she doesn't want to say. I know she doesn't want to have to think in her head like, I'm getting divorced.
Right.
So that might hold her down. That might hold Ryan down for a minute.
Right. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for
struggling through this season with us.
Yes.
We're close to decision day.
We're close to decision day. I think after this episode, so I think it's after the next week, we'll have a decision day. What are your predictions? My predictions are Brianna and Vincent say yes. Haley and Jacob say no. Eric and Virginia say no. And Clara and Ryan say yes.
I'm going to agree with everything except for Eric and Virginia. I still think they're going to try to be delusional.
They're gonna say yes?
And I think they're going to say yes.
I mean, they might. You might be right.
Because with them, it's a flip of the coin. Like one
depends
day,
on the day.
Exactly. Flip a coin.
You're right.
Roll some dice.
You're right. Thank you guys for watching with us. If you haven't already, please like this video. Also, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will get notifications on when we drop a new video. Also, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Suga and Spice 88. And we look forward to see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
Good energy.
Today we gonna share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good
All
energy.
about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put